The reason why for thousands of years people have gathered at various rivers at certain times, always in a 12-year cycle, is because the solar cycle in this system is 12.25 years. In the experience of the human being, the simplest cycle that you see is the rotation of the earth, which is 24 hours. The revolutions of the moon, 28 days or a month. The solar cycle itself is once in 12 years, a little more than 12 years. When we are at certain latitudes, anywhere from 0 to 33 degrees latitude, there is a certain centrifugal force functioning within us because of the natural spin of the planet. The energy is moving upward in this region. It's for this reason that our sages recognize this region from equator or the magnetic equator to 33 degrees latitude as a punya bhumi or dharma bhumi, because there is a natural upsurge of energies. If you are doing any spiritual sadhana, attaining to the highest becomes more attainable in this region because there is a natural assistance from nature. It is not that in other parts of the world people cannot do it, they can, but here nature is assisting you to move in this direction. When we say water, today modern science is recognizing or willing to call water as a liquid computer because its ability to remember is so high and there is a certain dimension of intelligence which is functioning in water. They are calling water as a liquid computer. That is, if I as much as look at this water in a certain way, this water remembers and behaves in a different way. The chemical composition of the water does not change, but the molecular structure of the water will change just by a touch or a look or an emotion or a thought. Approaching the river with the right kind of emotion, at the right time of the year, at the right segment of the solar cycle, allows an individual human being to get in touch with the water that is outside of us. Over 70% is water inside. What is the problem with the water outside? The moment we drink it, it becomes a part of us. When it is outside, we have no such experience. Coming in contact with water, staying there. Normally in the Kumbh Melas, you are supposed to stay there for a 48-day cycle. Every day take a dip, it can transform your health and well-being situation and can create a completely new spiritual possibility. Though today it has become a nominal dip, still it has its impact on people. The way it is drawing people, I'm really happy to hear that over 4 crore people, that is 40 million people, have taken a dip in the sacred Godavari in the last few days, which is a tremendous event. It is not just a question of faith, it is not just a question of belief. There is a fundamental science behind this as to how to make the water around us conducive for the water within. If this contact and connection is established, maintaining one's health, well-being and taking charge of one's destiny is a possibility. It is from this basis that these practices of mass ritualistic dips with a very focused sense of mind. When I say a focused sense of mind, you must understand this. For most human beings, there is a very small percentage of human beings who can focus their intellect upon something without any emotion attached to it. But for most others, wherever their emotions are, that is where their mind will be. If they're emotionally attached to something, their mind will naturally be focused on that. Whatever draws their emotion, their mind will helplessly be there with it. So this is a a simple process that was created for a massive humanity, that if you create a certain emotional fervor, naturally your mind becomes one-pointed. In that one-pointed mind, there is immense benefit. In the sense, the greatest faculty that a human being has. What makes us different from every other creature on this planet? What is so different about us from an earthworm to a grasshopper to a bird to a tree or whatever? Only thing is, we are able to have a certain sense of intellect, a certain dimension of memory and a certain dimension of imagination. Making use of this, if one's emotion is deeply focused towards something, naturally their entire mental faculty is focused towards it. Unknowingly, they're taking charge of their destiny by doing this. So, what looks like a simple faith of people wanting to take a dip has a phenomenal science of taking our destiny into our hands.